Hello and welcome back to our... Hello to you. Hello to you too and welcome back to our second episode where we talk about pets, animals and anything in between.
Whatever tickles our fancy.
Yeah.
And we're not half asleep like I am today, but that's alright. We'll wake up at some point during this. But I got coffee, so if you hear a little slurp, that's because I'm trying to stay alive here.
We'll soldier through.
I'll just complain the whole time. That's fine. That'll be fun for people.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
They'll enjoy listening to me complain, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I mean, that's why people listen. Is for you to complain.
Seems like that's all that YouTube's for at the moment, is just whinging and complaining.
I love how right over there you have a to-do list and it says lizard poop.
Yeah, that's part of this podcast, I guess. That's a good way to introduce this podcast. Welcome to where we talk about lizard poop and everything in between.
Animals, poos, vomit.
Oh, so much fun.
Oh, fun fact, rabbits can't vomit.
I think that's super weird.
I don't know. They don't have like a reflux. I don't know. They don't have something where they can't vomit, so...
I'm disappointed in myself for not knowing that before I got a rabbit.
No, they'll never vomit, and if they do, whoa.
Damn.
Yeah, because they can't. So if they did, whoa.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'll start off with my news for the week.
Yep.
Shall we?
I'm going to plug in my phone before it dies before I get to my news because
No worries.
we're real low tech in here.
Yeah.
We're using our phones.
Yep. Okay.
We don't even have a proper tripod back here. Everything's propped up on
On
books.
a box. Yeah. Anyways, okay, I've got the cutest. I'm not sure if you saw this. I think I did tell you. It's the moustache puppy. Have you seen it?
No.
So the name of the moustache puppy is Salvador Dolly. No idea why. She was one of 11. She was one of 11 puppies that was rescued in Dallas. There is photos of the proud mum and pups. They're currently in foster, and the whole family will be available at the end of August for adoption. Honestly, cutest pup ever. I totally forgot. I should probably show you a photo.
Because I'm like, that sounds cute, but I don't know what it looks like.
She has gone like viral, the puppy, because of a cute little like moustache, and I just reckon that's like a real cute start of the day.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah. Look how cute. But I totally should reckon as well, don't just adopt moustache puppy, because that puppy probably has thousands of applications for adoptions.
Get all the puppies.
There's 11 more.
Oh,
but they don't have moustaches, but...
So?
Yeah.
It's still a puppy.
Just remember its sibling had a moustache if you don't get moustache puppy. Moustache puppy.
What kind of dog is it?
No idea. Mixed breed, because it was...
That makes
rescue,
sense.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they named her Salvador Dolly. Can you just imagine at the park? Salvador Dolly!
Just turn around and is like, hey, what's up, guys?
Turn around
I
with a
love
little
that. Oh my gosh.
And then I was like a little smile as well. Yeah, super cute. So that went viral, but adopt if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in
that's
Dallas.
so cute, man. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. Just
That's okay.
having a bit of a hay fevery day, so everything's super itchy.
I can share my second news with you. It's not the greatest, but I found it really effed up.
Yeah.
They have a list of best vacuums for your pet hair.
Why is that fucked up? That's brilliant.
Oh, really? I found that lame. Because when you go through and it's like, whoa, 5 coolest world destinations and stuff, and it's like, whoa, top vacuum for your pet hair.
But where is this? What do you mean?
Online.
Oh, online.
You know
Yeah,
how
but
they're
like
super cool lists. And
right, yeah. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
like, wait, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
But is it lame because it's from somewhere? Like, I'm confused.
No, it was just that, I just found it a bit lame, but I found it really cool. So, Dyson isn't on the list. You know
That's
Dyson?
the biggest.
Right? I
one.
thought Dyson was on the list.
Like, I've never owned one. I'm a Kirby kind of girl, or a $50 Kmart one.
Oh, yes.
At the moment because
I love my Dyson
I'm
though.
poor. Yeah.
Dyson is great. I bought it secondhand. But, bad luck, the second I picked it up, my car broke down. Yeah, so, and it hasn't been, like, the greatest, to be honest, for what it was worth.
The haunted vacuum.
Yeah, very bad. So, let's see. The number one best romba is... Oh, what? The best vacuum. Sorry, I gave that away. The best vacuum is the iRobot Romba i7. It holds up to 30 bins worth of dirt. I don't know how, because it's like a little thing. If you had the money, it is $1,099 USD.
No, thank you.
Wouldn't you just rather clean your house with a cheap vacuum? $1,000, but it's
I'll
automatic.
just do it twice. Like,
That's
I'll
all
just
she
go
needed.
over it twice.
But no, we definitely struggle with pet hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you've got cats. And the the bunnies molt quite a lot during winter to summer.
Gosh. I have a Furminator, thank God. Like, I can't rave about those enough. Not
Yes,
sponsored,
I
but
love Furminator. I have mine. And mine has lasted me for Huggles his whole life. So 8 years. And I'm still using the same Furminator. It's amazing.
It's well worth the investment. Like, I use it on my cat as well. I don't know if I'm supposed to be using the same one on my cat, but I do it anyways.
Yeah, me too.
It works. I don't know. I literally couldn't live without it because
I love
I would
the
just be
Furminator,
having like a nose attack the whole time. Because
And plus, the cats need a bit of help sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Work was a bit... She's large, but she's on a diet.
Oh.
And she's been on a diet for a long time, but she's got some issues and... There's a lot into that. Maybe I'll explain it one day.
Oh, I was going to
get around to
say,
it,
one of my other news, I didn't really want to say it, but studies have shown cats are getting fatter every year.
Yeah.
I just covered that up because I was like, I don't want to fat shame Warwick because she's beautiful. She
deserves to be fat shamed though because I don't want her to die. Like, I don't know if that's what gets her to lose weight. I'm all for it, but I want her to be around for as long as possible.
Definitely.
I don't know, she's so special, but she's got some health problems and that doesn't let her lose weight very easily. So we've been trying to be even more strict, trying out different foods that we've never tried, just to the expensive foods too, like
ID vet prescription only.
Yeah, and like $100 bags of cat food. Like, I'm going all out to try and like stop this. Like, I don't know. I don't want people to think that we're just abusing our cat because like we've been trying for a really long time to like stop
She's
her.
happy.
But like it's just I don't know. It's not like we're having to seek the vet and stuff. It's just part of life, and people get so angry about fat animals. And I'm like, I don't want to like advocate and be like, yeah, she's fat. Everybody go get a fat cat. I'm like, no, she's got a problem, but I'm gonna make fun of her because then what else can I do? Like, be sad about it.
I totally reckon if your animal is overweight, but they're happy and you're trying, you're fine.
Yeah, like if she was having any like
arthritis.
I mean,
because they start to struggle with that, and then their limbs, and then
like if there's something wrong, we take her to the vet. Like it's
definitely
not, like.
It's not a question.
Yeah, like it's not like we're not those. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna just leave it.
No, actually, Furminated it though.
Yeah,
how much did you get yours for?
I got mine really, really cheap through work. I work at a pet store for people who didn't join us last time.
Mm-hmm.
I work at a pet store and I got mine for fairly cheap. I don't want to really give away her deal to the general public, but I got mine for a nice bargain price.
I went and got mine on sale and it was $40.
That's not bad.
That's very cheap. I remember for the big dog ones, they're like $199 New Zealand dollars. Yeah.
Like in the States, obviously things are like way cheaper than we describe them. But
it's worth it. Love the Furminator.
But it's good. It's well worth the money. I couldn't rave about it enough. Like, sponsor us, Furminator, please.
Love it.
I know this is our second episode, but you can. That's all right. Eventually.
Well, we already have one. We don't really need it, but we would love. Yeah, love it.
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't do with two.
Very true. Especially how many pets we've got as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your news?
Yes, my news. Sorry, I'm just sitting on my phone. Oh gosh, now I've lost it. Of course I have. Okay, Pansy, can you ramble for a minute? Because I've got
definitely. I will give you some stats on cats getting fatter every year. According to Ontario, a study from Ontario, household felines are heavier on average than 20 years ago. Oh, no. Spayed female cats have increased by 24%, while males have increased by 19%. The main problem that they have diagnosed is basically middle-aged, overweight cats have a greater risk of diabetes and cancer. So,
spay your animals, please.
Yeah.
Neuter them, please. That would be nice.
And try to get them on a normal weight so we can get these figures down. 24% isn't bad. I mean, if it was like 40, 50.
Yeah, it's way less than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, hey, like 35%.
Yeah.
Like,
No, 24.
I mean, 24 is still bad, but like, it's not as bad as you think it would be, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That gives us some hope.
Definitely.
Some hope.
Warwick, you're listening?
Come on.
Yeah.
This one was from the end of last month, but I saw it come up and I posted it on Instagram, but it's still, I don't know, the stuff that happens in our country kind of cracks me up because it's so small. The dumbest things happen here, like, it's beautiful.
I was going to say, up north, didn't they have a horse or a bull that escaped from a farm and, like, the whole entire cop, like, station
Yeah, I think it was a bull, and everybody had to, like, chase down all throughout Northland.
Yeah, and, like, all the cop cars that they had up north, which is probably, like, what, 10?
Probably,
they all had
honestly.
to go out and try to, like, get this bull contained, and then I heard it, like, started, like, ramming on one of the police cars or something. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
This is the stories we have. Loose livestock.
Yeah, basically loose animals is, like, our deal. The elephant at the zoo escaped once, that was fun.
Oh.
And, like, it was, like, in Western Springs, like, waltzing up the river and shit, and like they had to go, come down, and to like chase them back to the zoo, and he's like, oh, okay.
Oh my god.
But yeah, anywho, back to my news story. Weird things that happen in New Zealand. New chairlift held up after lizard population discovered. So down in Cardrona in the South Island, they were building a new state-of-the-art chairlift thing. Overlooking this huge basin, like 55 hectares. I kind of have to go back to my phone for stats. I'm so tired, I'm like shaking. I should probably eat something. Eh? Sorry guys, I'm just complaining. Yeah, it's big days. But yeah, it was supposed to be installed for this year's skiing season, but when they were putting everything up, they found lizards everywhere, like huge populations of lizards, which is pretty cool for us because we've got some crazy native species. We should get into that sometime because I love our native species. Should breathe.
No, but I thought they had to do like consent checks, don't they?
Yeah, but when they lifted up rocks and stuff, like,
oh my God.
nobody knew that there was stuff there.
Wasn't it Ed Sheeran who was at his house that wanted to like build something, but he had like native lizards in his property, so like people had to go remove all of them.
There's so many places that we don't know what's there. Like nobody's ever been out there. Like so much of our stuff is so secluded and just hasn't really been explored that much in recent history. So like we can kind of take guesses as to where populations are from what we've found, but like I know a lot of stuff, like, we're constantly finding new species.
Yes,
and
definitely.
It's like, damn, we're still finding, like, that many new species in 2019? Like, that's crazy. Like,
that is so cool, so what they do.
Yeah, anyhow, I'm going to have to kind of read off some of this, but, oh gosh, let me go down. I guess I'm just going to, like, read a little bit. The discovery of a significant lizard population has thwarted Cardrona's alpine resort plans to construct a new chairlift before this winter. Last August, the resort announced plans to install a quad chairlift to open up 55 hectares of new advanced terrain below Captain's Basin, known as Pringles. What the hell is wrong with our country? Is this a joke? Like, do we live in a land of memes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She said the resort was working with the Department of Conservation to plan to preserve the fantastic lizard habitat while the new chairlift was built. Unknowns and complexities meant building the chairlift for winter was unrealistic. With it getting colder and closer to winter, it's getting too late to deliver our promise of Pringles. Mm-hmm. I can't even carry on with this. Say, Pringles, I'm done. Like, we have a place called Pringles. Since when? Since when?
We have the longest town name in the world. It's like it's very long. You can't even try to pronounce it, but yeah, that's a very long name. Yeah, we've got weird places here.
I'm not trying to make fun of anyone or anything, but damn, whoever named things is just...
Even our streets. We have streets named after cow breeds in Auckland. There's Hereford. Okay, that's all I know.
Wow.
But I'm so sure there's
I just went wow right into the mic, sorry.
That's New Zealand for us. Should we get into this week's topic?
I guess so.
It's a bit of a sensitive one.
Yeah.
Are we going to put a bet out that you're not going to cry?
I think that's going to be pretty impossible. If you hear a few sniffles, it's because I'm crying.
It's a touchy topic for both of us. I mean, recently we've both had our pets put down.
Yeah.
Which, is sad.
Pets we were really, really bonded with as well. Like,
yes,
it wasn't.
Yeah, they both affected us deeply. Well, them living and them passing as well. But yeah, it's about euthanasia versus natural death. We'll start off with euthanasia.
Yeah, I guess so. It's pretty close to us.
So I googled the process, although I guess you know it pretty well. Yeah. So the process is basically. Your vet will inject a sedative to make your pet more comfortable before injecting a dose of brightly coloured phenobarbital. Hope I got that right. When they said this word.
I don't know.
Anyways, when they said it was a bright dose, I was like, yeah, I remember. Mine was bright purple.
Bright blue.
Yours was blue? Mine was bright purple.
Bright blue. I think it was blue. In my head, it's blue.
Yeah, they inject it and then basically it stops everything in the system, and then once everything stops, the heart just shuts. So it's a very painless procedure. It only takes 10 to 15 seconds. Well, 10 to... Yep.
It's like being put under anaesthetic when you go in for surgery. If you've had surgery, you go have that... It's very fast, those first few moments when they lose consciousness. Most of the time, I'm not going to guarantee everything because I'm not a vet, but I know that most of the time it's pretty, like, they just fall asleep and they stop breathing and their heart stops. And,
Mine was pretty good, yeah. I mean, Huggles' was up, and then when they did the first injection, they laid her down and then put the second one in, and they just basically drift off. So, yeah.
With Moon, he couldn't walk for a while before it came to that point, but he was having seizures a few days before, and it was a lot. And he was just on my lap on his little blanket, and the nurse was there, and then Ray's sister, my fiance, she's a vet nurse, and she came with as well, her and her colleague, and she was on one side of me, Ray was sitting here, and then the vet nurse was like on the other side of me, and yeah, she was just in there, and she didn't even have to sedate him. He did really well. She's like, I'm gonna try, and if he doesn't take well to the thing, like, I will sedate him first. But he struggled for a second, but like,
yes, Huggles flinched, and that scared me.
Yeah, that made me kind of cry.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, it was like, it was very quick. Like he just kind of drifted off to sleep, and it was the most peaceful.
It was very peaceful. Yeah.
It would not have been that peaceful if he went otherwise.
Yes, no, definitely. Speaking of seizures, when you were talking about it before, Huggles also had seizures going up to it, and don't cry, you're okay. Yeah, no, Huggles had seizures going up to it, and I think that's just one of the. I mean, even before I had her date put down, to put her down. Yeah, I was, Googling, signs of, needing to put your pet down, and one of them was seizures or, like, loss of memory, and that's when it really clicked that it's like bad. Because I remember when Huggles turned 8 and I messaged you and I was like, here's to 1 more year, 9 years old, she'll make it. And it's I reckon the most heartbreaking thing about euthanasia is you are the person that made the choice to stop that animal's life at that second. That really broke me when it really, came into, the picture.
I think that it's not an easy decision, regardless of how ill they are. Like, I don't think, like, as much as Moon was suffering, I didn't want to cause him more suffering. Yeah.
No, that was like Huggles. She couldn't eat, and we had to do critical care. We had to mush up her favourite foods, like carrots and stuff, and it's like, it's very sad not being able to see her eat her favourite food. She couldn't even swallow, basically. And that's, you want them to push on and you want them to do great. And, she was on a whole bunch of medication and pain relief, but it just wasn't there. And, I reckon one of the main, positives about euthanasia is you're able to put them out of that pain.
Yeah.
Because we get that choice too. Rather than, if you think about Moon in the wild or you think about Huggles in the wild, they would basically either die and rot to death or...
Yeah, like it's not really a nice option for them if they were in the wild. Like, Moon wouldn't have made it past, like, when Moon was found, he was a rescue, he was already pretty much dead. Like, he wasn't expected to survive at all. And him and his siblings all pulled through. They were just found in a gutter, like, just skin and bone, like, and they all had CH, which is wobbly cat syndrome. And yeah, they're all very, very special. My mum got his brother who passed away a few months before me. I can't do this without crying, right? Like, I thought I'd be okay, but I'm not. Like,
I can go on to natural death for a bit.
yeah, I just need to, like, collect my...
This might make you angry. I just want to share this part with you.
Anything that make me sad.
Oh,
like...
Anyways, no, so I was looking up natural death and, positives about it because, we want to do a bit of both. And this lady wrote an article. So I'll read a bit to you. So it was called Stop Euthanizing Pets. So death is a part of life. It's just like being born and all the other good stuff. Not wanting a pet to suffer is a noble thought, yet we must ask ourselves if this is to protect us from them. Sometimes we mistakenly interpret natural shutting down of the bodies as... Sometimes we mistakenly interpret the natural shutting down of body systems as suffering. It would be humane to create a hospice for pets so they too can die peacefully, pain-free from death, allowing them the full arc of the eternal experience as a gift we can give both to them and to ourselves as well. So I just took snippets from it. Some parts I understand, like hospice, having in a hospice, because whoever has that, it's like a old retirement home for pets.
Yeah.
But some parts of it, when she says we mistakenly interpret natural shutting down of the body's system as suffering, is wrong.
Yeah.
Because
animals still suffer.
Like,
they still feel pain. Like, if it's in pain, that's not nice. Like,
yeah. I mean, she actually got quite a lot of response from this article because people were like, I totally understand because my dog was dying. I put him on pain meds. He lived so much longer. If I put him down before, I wouldn't have had these extra 2 months with him.
What was the quality of life, though, is my question. Like, I don't think your feelings should really matter in the end of the day. Like, if you're being a responsible animal keeper, if something that is in your care, I know it's not, you can't just put down a 2-year-old, but like, like if your dog or cat or fish is sick and there's no coming back from it and you know that they are going to suffer and be in pain and possibly be months until they pass away to a freaking seizure or choking to death or another animal goes, oh, you're almost half dead. Like, who knows what could happen? And I don't know, sometimes I think that you're not a very nice person if you're not considering the animals' well-being before your own. Like, you would consider your child's well-being before your own. Why would you not consider... Like, I know animals and kids are completely different. I'm not trying to say that they're the same thing, but it's in your care.
Yeah.
It can't... A lot of them can't eat without you. They can't, like... they can't do a lot. They can't, if you didn't put lights in there, like, if you... there's lots of things where, like, if you didn't change your fish's water, that would die, like... It's really part of being a responsible pet keeper, and if you're not willing to at least consider the option of euthanization when they are suffering, I don't think we should just go put down every animal that's fine. Like,
no.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's, like, if it's got a broken leg and it's going to be fixed and it's going to live a beautiful, wonderful life, why would you put it down, but... Moon had kidney failure. I wasn't going to let him die of kidney failure. Are you kidding me? Like, he had so many problems from day one that we were just trying to buy as much time as we could with him.
Definitely. And
there was a point where I was like, we will buy time and make him happy and comfortable and keep him around as long as possible because he was never ever going to live a good life, a long life, as much as I like to fool myself to think that he would. Like, there's a lot that I haven't shared with people about him. But yeah, like, it's... If I didn't consider that and I let him die of kidney failure, what does that make me? Like, a torturer? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not... This is probably... Yeah, it's going to sound very judgmental, but it's all very fresh in my heart, and I think that's why I feel so strongly about it, and I'm not here to shit on anyone or, say you're a bad person, I'm sorry, but I don't know, it's just I couldn't have let him go like that. And every other animal I've had to put down in my life is because they've either been like hit by a car and they were going to die from a long, painful, slow death, or it was some freak thing, or it was a natural thing where it was their time and they were going to suffer till the end. Like,
so true.
I mean, I've also come home to pets who have died naturally, and I haven't been there, and they didn't necessarily suffer to death, you know, like, I don't know.
Well, okay, here's another one. What are your thoughts on people putting down their animals that they can't afford veterinarian treatment? Because this is another one, yeah.
That one's tough, like...
I mean, euthanasia, overall, it's a great thing because we get to put our pets out of pain. But how does it go for people that use euthanasia as a easy way out, to put it?
Yeah.
Or, you know, a dog that's aggressive and they can't train it and they're like, nah, I'll put you down because no one will take you, you know?
Yeah. I think there's definitely... I'd like to sympathise with both sides of the coin because I don't really think that I necessarily have the right ideas on everything or anything for that matter. But I do have my own opinion and that's all I really have. But I don't... I think there comes a point, like, where people will have to pay $10,000 for surgeries and stuff like that, and then they still have to spend another $20,000 over the animal's lifetime. Finding somebody else who is willing to take on that cost is pretty hard.
Very, yeah.
Like, I don't think that's it's very unfair towards people who take in animals to be like, there's going to be somebody who will pay $30,000 for your animal's lifetime of surgeries and everything when they never even chose to bring this animal into the world, you know? Like, a lot of animal shelters don't make a lot of money. They run off...
They don't,
donations.
Yeah.
Like, it's... There comes a certain point where I think sometimes it might be the best option.
Very true, yeah.
But... I don't think it's something that should be taken lightly or that you should just be like, oh, I can't deal with this, we should put it down. Like, that you should be trying for months, years to find it a different home. Yeah. And if you've been trying for 3 or 4 years and you still haven't found... I know situations change and people have to, like, but I don't know, there's ways of doing things.
There's vet finance places now where you can go get...
There's rescues. Yeah. You've got friends to be like, hey, do you want a dog?
Yeah, honestly.
Do you want a rabbit? Like, I'll tell you how to take care of it. You just...
Even on Give a Little, there's a section for animals, for people that raise, you know, money for surgery and stuff that they can't afford, which is the greatest thing ever. But, in situations like that, I reckon, it's case to case. I mean, if you put your dog down because you don't like your dog, you're an asshole. But if you put your dog down because you can't afford a surgery for it, fair enough. But... Oh, I reckon it would be a heartbreaking choice to make.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I know people, like, for instance, like, this, it's going to sound like I'm trying to call like, I'm not. This is, like, I'm saying something good about somebody, but I feel rude, like, mentioning somebody without talking to them before mentioning them. But Emily, I'm going to leave, I'll send you the link, put the link up. Okay. She got rescued a bearded dragon and the vet bills ended up way, way higher than anticipated. And that does happen. Like, yes. That does happen. She didn't put the animal down or anything, but she fundraised and she got the money. And so I know people don't necessarily agree with fundraising when you got yourself into the situation or whatever, but I think it's amazing that she didn't just, like, give up. She kept, and just, like, I don't know, she was resilient and she found a way to help this animal and like it's doing amazing and it's a bad case, like it doesn't look great, but she's doing amazing and I think that's awesome, like that's an example, like there's things you can do, like you can reach out, like go on Twitter, blast people. I don't care. Like, hit up those rich people. Like, I don't care. If you want to help this animal and it's in your care, you need to find a way to do that. Whether it's fundraising, whether it's asking your parents, whether it's asking friends, whether it's giving it up, whether it's I don't know, just something I don't think you should lightly just give up on anything.
But as
with
well
a
as that,
soul.
savings. People should have a pet savings account,
Yeah, you
which I've
really
recently
should.
discovered that it comes in very handy.
Yeah.
But no, like, honestly, like, when it gets to a time when it's like a price that's a bit too much, I totally understand. One of the only other negatives I could find about euthanasia is people talking about how they hate it, how their pet has to be put down in like a random place.
Yeah.
But vets can do call-outs now, because a vet nurse came for Moon's one.
Yeah, I got... It is an extra cost. Like, generally you've got to pay for the gas. Then there's like a call-out fee. If you're very worried about your animal having to be taken somewhere, so you probably have Pagan crawling around in the background, then I don't know, I would make sure that you have some money set aside so that when it does come to it, it's not such a bad hit on the wallet.
Yeah,
if you do want to do it at home, at least in some of it, if you haven't got all of it set aside, will be like even $100 will definitely make a bit of a ding. Because it did cost us like, I think our vets charge pretty good prices. So I know people who have spent $600 in putting their cat down and cremating it, whereas we spent like $350.
Yes,
so.
mine was around 300. Yeah, but I think with larger dogs as well. Apparently, cremation costs more with larger dogs. I'm like, fair enough. But yeah, people get like urns and like gold plate names for their dogs. Like, I would too if I could afford it. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people also put into the cost of cremation. But I do know a lot of people do home burials,
which is.
I've done that. Yeah, I've done that, and I've planted a cute little plant on top, and it's still growing. Yeah, but the only thing is you don't get to take them with you.
Yeah,
and that's at my parents. At Dad's house. Yeah, not even at mine.
Biggest regret. It's just houses that my parents have rented, and I'm like, okay, I can't even like take them with. Okay, so like Moon, I was like, I'm not leaving you anywhere. You're coming with us. Like, we literally have like a little shrine to him because
it's cute.
He's
I'll
literally
get a photo
an
and
angel.
I'll put it in before I go.
Yeah,
it's the cutest thing. Yeah, we have one of Huggles' as well. It's her little ashes, and then her favorite toy, and then all my over the years you collect stuff to do with dragons or rabbits, and I've got so much like little rabbit ornaments that I put around, and it's the cutest thing ever.
I feel like I gotta come see it sometime. It's been a while since I
came over, But I got another quote. Love me some quotes. A vet said this, and I totally agree with it. He said many pet owners idealize. Yep. Idealize a natural death without thinking of what the word natural means. A frail animal doesn't linger in nature very long. So, I think he's totally expressing the fact that if we got the choice to put an animal out of suffering, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think most people would agree. I take back what I said earlier about you're a shitty person. If you, I was very in the heat of the moment and I felt very emotional. I don't actually mean that because I think that's very unfair to say because my decision isn't necessarily the right thing or the only decision out there to make.
Yeah, well, I wrote here, at the end of the day, we all need to remember specific situations or decisions for everyone and everyone's circumstances are different. So
very, very true.
Yeah, it really depends on your circumstance. And to be honest, if you are putting an animal out of pain because you couldn't afford it, it's better than the animal suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what did you think about a hospice for old pets? Because I see, it's dying.
Oh, battery might cut out again. Sorry, guys.
That's alright. But the one of what?
The one in Auckland.
Is there one?
There's a hospice for abused cats. Like a sanctuary.
Yes,
I don't think it's a hospice. I think it's a sanctuary. But
Yes. I did see that. Yeah, I reckon it's cute, but
I think for stray animals, it's kind of nice not to have them live on the street. Or like rescue animals where like they're not going to get adopted and you kind of like rather than just keep them at the SPCA in their little tiny cage. Because
I was thinking this lady's blog hospice thing makes no sense. Like if your dog gets old, you're not going to put it in a hospice. You would want your dog at home. So I don't really get her point of where the hospice is going.
I think she's just talking out of her ass.
Yeah, well, you can't get stray cats.
Low, but
yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Go into like a cat colony and like steal the elder cats and make sure they're home free?
Steal the elder cats?
Yeah. Well,
I am here for the cats.
yeah, steal the elder cats, make sure they die like pain-free. It's like, no, you're not going to do that.
No.
So I'm not really sure what the hospice part comes into and where she would get her animals for the hospice part, but yeah.
No, I'm with you on that. I don't really understand that lady's logic at all.
It would be nice. Imagine working at a pet hospice.
Oh my god, that'd be horrible. Horrible. Working with an old people hospice is hard enough. Your heart breaks every day, and if it doesn't, I'm sorry, then you're a psycho.
I'm just imagining pushing my trolley in the morning, being like, oh, it's Jasper the golden retriever. Your breakfast is here, and your daily injections.
So bad. They're so pure. Like, at least humans are kind of screwed up sometimes.
Yes.
You know, like, you can kind of justify, okay, it's their time. But, like, animals, you're like, I didn't do anything to deserve this.
And I can, you know how, like, old people home, they have, like, daily, like, outings. Imagine, like, a whole bunch of old dogs outings to the park with tennis balls.
A van full of, like, 50 dogs. And like, yep, it's the dog hospice.
10-year-old dogs, and then you open the door and they don't jump out like most dogs do. They, like, slowly, like, trickle their way out.
Oh, my gosh.
That would be cute now.
That would be so funny.
Yes, but it would cost a lot, whoever would open it. But yeah,
you're still single. You can go marry a rich man.
No.
Come on. Let's just be those girls. No, I'm kidding. I could never.
What is it? Seeking arrangement. We can do that.
I couldn't, like, I don't know.
Okay,
Like,
here's a
never
question.
mind.
If you needed, let's say, $10,000 for pagan surgery, would you go on seeking arrangement?
If I wasn't practically married, maybe. Like, I think I would do just about anything if I was single to pay for my animals' medical bills if it came to it. I'm sorry, that might sound a bit rough to some people, but they're like my children. Yeah. Like, if I had biological children, to me they are like my children. Mm-hmm. If I had kids and my kids were starving, I would do anything, and I have sympathy for people who do it, put themselves in
dangerous situations.
Yeah, just unsafe situations in general, because things aren't necessarily legal in a lot of places. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would do anything to keep my animals safe and healthy and happy and make sure they had everything. Like, I'd probably give them up if I was really, really struggling.
Yeah. But, that would be a choice that I don't think either of us would.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anything would stop me from getting them the care they needed.
Very true. Like, so, I mean...
I kind of get it. I'm kind of making fun of, like... nothing, but
I think we can conclude this podcast with, we prefer a natural death, but that's not going to be for everyone, and unfortunately we both had to experience euthanasia, which is a very touchy subject. I actually realise that now. Yeah, it's a very touchy subject. I remember, like, when my friend's pets got put down, I'm just like, but you know, when you experience it, it's like, it's like a whole new world. Yeah,
I'm so sorry for everybody that turned away because I was crying, but yeah, can't help it.
Sorry we cut out there, but...
Camera died.
Yeah. No. We'll be better next time. We'll be better.
Yeah, get a second battery, I think, because I am not smart.
Technology is not on our side today.
No.
It took us a couple of hours just to do 2 episodes, but we got there.
Yeah.
And if you got here to now,
I congratulate you.
Wow. Yeah. Why?
Thank you. Thanks for being our friends.
Yeah. We'll be back soon. We'll be back. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Literally the whole time I was just staring at you.
I was like, I don't know where to look.
Yeah, you keep going. Like, why is she still staring at me? I'm just going to stare at you.
No, I'm just trying to make some eye contact with the thing.